Natalia's heart pounded as the sound of deliberate, heavy footsteps echoed across the silent attic. It was a crisp summer afternoon at the forestry house, and while the sun's rays tried to pierce the gloom behind the old wooden beams, an undercurrent of dread had already taken root. With each measured step that reverberated through the empty space, Natalia's pulse quickened, and the hair on the back of her neck stood at attention. Something was undeniably wrong. No creature should wander here at this hour. The house was supposed to be her haven from the chaos of the world outside. "Who's there?" she whispered, voice trembling as she edged towards the creaking attic door. The footsteps paused, an agonizing silence stretching on before a single deep thud resonated through the space. In that suspended moment, Natalia felt as if time itself had slowed, every beat of her heart a countdown to an unknown climax. Fear and determination warred within her as she summoned every ounce of courage to confront the intruder. It was then that she discovered the unlikeliest of visitors, perched precariously on the attic's ledge, a massive feline with piercing, luminescent yellow eyes that seemed to hold secrets as ancient as the forest itself. Before that fateful encounter, Natalia's life had been marked by quiet yearning and silent despair. Growing up amid the urban clamor, she had always dreamt of the serene embrace of the countryside, a promise of solace away from the oppressive city lights and relentless pace of modern life. When destiny finally delivered her a country house inherited from long-forgotten kin, Natalia believed her dreams were at hand. It wasn't just the promise of solitude that appealed to her. She envisioned a family that resonated with the values of hard work, warmth, and integrity. And so, when fate introduced her to Ivan, a forest warden whose quiet strength and unyielding sobriety offered hope for a future untainted by the vices of city life, her heart found a place to call home. Yet even in the cocoon of their early love, shadows lurked. Their home, whether the sturdy country house in the dead of winter or the rustic forestry cabin in the vibrant months of summer, was gradually infiltrated by a persistent ache. Natalia longed not only for the life she had always pictured, but for the maternal fulfillment of nurturing her own children, a dream unfulfilled by nature's cruel decree of infertility. The revelation that she could not bear children left a cavernous emptiness, a secret she chose to bear alone so as not to cast a pall over Ivan's hopeful future. In an act of quiet self-sacrifice, she urged him to seek another, a desperate measure born out of an overwhelming desire not to deprive him of fatherhood. Ivan, with his unwavering devotion, refused to entertain the notion, but the silence that followed had already begun to morph Natalia into a ghost in her own home, her once gentle spirit shrinking behind layers of isolation and despair. During those lonely days, as Natalia retreated into the quiet company of books and memories, her heart began to feel the pull of something unexpected, a silent witness to her hidden suffering. It was during one such seemingly mundane summer day that destiny decided to weave a thread that would forever alter the course of her life. Ivan, dedicated to his patrols in the sprawling forest, left Natalia alone in the vast solitude of the forestry house. With a book for company and a mind half immersed in its pages, Natalia found herself startled by a series of disembodied footsteps in the attic. Initially dismissing it as a stray trick of her imagination, she soon realized that the sound was too deliberate, too heavy, and too real to be ignored. Each time Ivan ventured away, the mysterious visitor made its presence known, its silent visits punctuated by sudden crashes and fleeting moments of eerie calm. Then, compelled by a blend of desperation and curiosity, Natalia decided to unmask the enigma that had become both her tormentor and, inexplicably, a source of unexpected comfort. One fateful afternoon, as the sounds grew insistent and the attic window trembled under the weight of each measured step, She resolved to confront her fear head-on. With a trembling hand, she eased open the attic door and stepped into the dim space, each footfall echoing in the silence. The intruder, an enormous lynx with ethereal eyes and a wild grace that belied its deep vulnerability, turned its gaze upon her. In that charged moment, something shifted in the delicate balance of fear and trust. The lynx, though a creature of the wilderness with instincts honed for survival, exuded an aura of gentle sorrow. Its piercing eyes held not just ferocity, but a silent plea for help, a reflection of the many battles it had fought against, the cruel machinations of a world that had once seen it only as prey. It was clear to Natalia that this magnificent animal bore scars that told a story of pain and resilience, of escape and betrayal. Over time, the mysterious feline visitor would not only become a companion, but a bridge between two seemingly disparate lives, each mired in its own silent struggle. In the weeks and months that followed, Natalia and Ivan found themselves drawn deeper into a complex web of events that challenged the very nature of their existence. The lynx, whose initial visits had been shrouded in mystery and fear, gradually became a silent confidant, a creature whose wounded body and soulful eyes echoed the unspoken sorrows of a kindred spirit. It began with a simple act of compassion. Natalia, moved by the lynx's apparent suffering, had retrieved a saucer of milk from an old, seldom-used refrigerator in the attic. Placing it gently on the floor as an offering, she retreated into the safety of her home, her mind a whirlwind of conflicting emotions. When she later returned to find both the milk and the enigmatic creature gone, a quiet thrill of success mingled with relief. It was as if fate had whispered a promise, one that bridged the gap between human and wild. Night after night, the ritual continued. Every time Ivan set off on his patrols through the dense forest, Natalia would leave a small tribute, a bowl of milk, bits of dried herbs, and sometimes even hand-picked tidbits from her modest garden. With each visit, the lynx's presence grew bolder. Its luminous eyes no longer harbored the stark terror of a hunted animal. Instead, they glowed with a cautious hope, a silent acknowledgement of the bond forming between them. In these tender moments, as Natalia extended a tentative hand to stroke the creature's matted fur, a subtle transformation began to take shape within her. The heavy shroud of despair that had once suffocated her was gradually lifted, replaced by a burgeoning sense of purpose and connection. Ivan, observant as ever, noted the revival in his wife's spirit. Her laughter returned, soft and tentative at first, like the gentle peep of birds heralding a new dawn. But amid the slow healing of their lives, a question loomed large. Why did this lynx, scarred and solitary, choose to reveal its vulnerability to them? The answer came in a startling, almost magical turn of events. Late one evening, while the couple sat quietly at their modest table, discussing the uncanny progress of their newfound companion, the lynx retreated to the attic and returned with a secret that would forever alter their destinies. Within the shadowed confines of the loft, the lynx revealed the promise of new life. In a hidden corner of the attic, a space Natalia had once prepared as a sanctuary for the wild visitor, the lynx gave birth to a litter of fragile, trembling kittens. Their arrival was both a miracle and a mystery. In the delicate interplay between human kindness and nature's indomitable will, the lynx had found the strength to nurture new life, despite her own grievous injuries. It was as if the creature, scarred by the cruelty of poachers and the relentless demands of survival, had entrusted Natalia with a sacred duty. The kittens, with their wide, unblinking eyes and tentative steps, embodied hope, a hope that transcended the boundaries between the wild and the civilized. The revelation brought with it an unexpected cascade of emotions. Natalia, whose own dream of motherhood had once seemed forever out of reach, found herself enveloped in a bittersweet joy. Each purr, each gentle nuzzle from the lynx, was a silent promise that life, in its mysterious wisdom, found ways to nurture hope even in the most barren of hearts. Ivan, too, was struck by the profound symbolism of the moment. The lynx, once a solitary wanderer of the darkened forest, had embraced the warmth of human care, and in doing so had begun a journey of healing, not only for herself, but for an entire family that had learned to find strength in vulnerability. Yet, as the seasons turned, the delicate balance of their newfound harmony was tested by external threats. The specter of poaching, a dark undercurrent that had haunted the region for years, reared its head with a renewed ferocity. Rumors of a notorious local poacher, Fokin, and his cruel methods spread like wildfire through the nearby village. Ivan's encounters with the shadowy figures in the forest became more frequent, each confrontation a stark reminder of the peril that lurked at the fringes of their secluded world. The poachers were relentless, driven by greed and a callous disregard for life. Their traps, set with ruthless precision, had once left the lynx injured and vulnerable, a cruel twist of fate that had almost cost her the fragile bond she was building with Natalia. Determined to protect not only their home, but the delicate web of life that now intertwined their fates, Ivan redoubled his efforts. Together, the couple embarked on a silent campaign against the encroaching menace. They documented every intrusion, every sign of tampering with the wilderness, and shared their findings with local authorities. But the battle was not fought only with courage and vigilance. It was a fight that required a steadfast heart and unwavering commitment to a future where both human and wild could coexist in fragile harmony. In the midst of these trials, another miracle unfolded, a transformation that defied both logic and the cruelty of circumstance. Natalia began noticing subtle changes within herself, a renewed vitality, a mysterious warmth that spread from within, defying the years of silent despair that had weighed her down. Her body, once a repository of quiet resignation, now pulsed with life in unexpected ways. A series of tests at a distant city clinic confirmed what she had both feared and hoped for. Natalia was pregnant. 2 months along, the revelation was a bittersweet symphony of joy and disbelief. The miracle of life, nurtured by the gentle ministrations of a wild creature and the unyielding care of a devoted husband, was a testament to the unexpected paths that fate could chart. In the wake of this revelation, Natalia embraced her pregnancy with a fervor that surprised even herself. The memory of the lost chance at a traditional family was replaced by the hope of a blended existence, a family that straddled the line between nature and nurture. The lynx, once a solitary wanderer, was no longer an intruder in their lives, but a guardian of their newfound hope. Its kittens grew and frolicked under the vigilant eyes of both Natalia and Ivan, their playful antics a constant reminder that life, even when battered by sorrow, always finds a way to bloom. As the months rolled by, the home that had once been a refuge for lost souls transformed into a sanctuary of rebirth and resilience. The attic, once the stage for eerie nocturnal visitors, became a cradle for wild kittens and a symbol of the transformative power of compassion. Natalia, ever mindful of the delicate balance between fear and hope, nurtured not only her unborn child, but the entire family that had emerged from the most unexpected quarters. With Ivan's unwavering support and the wild, almost mystical presence of the lynx as their silent ally, the couple embarked on a new chapter. A chapter that blended the rough edges of reality with the soft hues of wonder. In the twilight of one particularly crisp autumn day, as golden leaves whispered secrets of change and the forest readied itself for the chill of winter, Ivan happened upon a scene that would forever seal the fate of their intertwined lives, deep within the forest. While on his routine patrol, he stumbled upon a covert gathering of poachers, meticulously setting traps amid the dense underbrush. The confrontation was swift and fraught with tension. Ivan's deep voice boomed as he called out to the men, his words laced with both authority and a plea for reason. Though the poachers managed to flee into the shadows, their reckless actions had not gone unnoticed. The subsequent investigation led to hefty fines imposed on the local culprits, a small but significant victory in a prolonged battle. Yet, even as justice was meted out in fragments, the home front witnessed its own quiet revolution. Over the winter months, when the forest was draped in a silvery frost and the nights stretched interminably, the Lynx began to leave small, enigmatic offerings at Natalia's side. On several chilly mornings, as she sat by the window nursing a warm cup of tea, she discovered peculiar bundles of herbs and branches carefully arranged on her lap. The once familiar landscape of her grief was being rewritten by these silent gestures, a language of nature that spoke of renewal and subtle guidance. Though the herbs were bitter to the taste and defied her initial attempts at classification, Natalia soon learned to recognize their significance. Following the Lynx's inscrutable lead, she gathered similar plants, drying them for the winter and brewing them into potent infusions that warmed her from within. As spring crept in and the forest shook off its winter slumber, the healing power of nature revealed its wonders in the most astonishing way. Natalia's body, long dormant in the echoes of despair, bloomed with life as the child within her grew stronger by the day. The impending arrival of the baby, an heir to both human resilience and the wild spirit of the forest, filled their modest home with hope. The couple welcomed their first child, a robust baby boy whose cries seemed to echo the promise of a brighter tomorrow. Soon, a daughter followed, her gentle laughter a counterpoint to the deep, resolute murmurings of the forest. In time, Ivan and Natalia extended their love even further by adopting 2 more children, each addition a living testament to the strange, unpredictable beauty of fate. Yet, amid the joyful clamor of their expanding family, the Lynx remained a constant presence, a living symbol of nature's dual power to wound and to heal. Having once borne the scars of cruelty inflicted by poachers, the Lynx now moved with an almost ethereal grace, her wounds healing as if nurtured by the same life force that now coursed through Natalia's veins. With each tender moment shared, a soft purr as Natalia cradled her hand, the quiet camaraderie and a knowing glance. The bond between the wild and the human grew ever deeper. The Lynx even gave birth to additional litters over the ensuing years, and though the wild kittens eventually ventured back into the forest's embrace, the maternal Lynx chose to remain, tethered to the warmth of human care and the promise of a shared destiny. In time, the story of Natalia, Ivan, and their extraordinary companion became a quiet legend whispered through the nearby villages, a tale of loss and rebirth, of nature's unpredictable benevolence, and of the redemptive power of compassion. The Lynx's once solitary existence had found meaning in the tender exchanges with a woman who had nearly surrendered to despair, and in doing so, had reshaped not only her own destiny, but that of an entire family. The rescue, the healing, and the miraculous twist of fate had all converged in a single, transformative narrative, a narrative where every moment of tension, every brush with fear, and every act of quiet bravery wove together to form a tapestry, rich with hope. The forest, with its dark, whispering secrets and its moments of luminous clarity, bore witness to the evolution of lives that had once been marred by silent suffering. Ivan's steady vigilance and Natalia's rediscovered passion for life became the twin pillars upon which their future was built. A future where the echoes of past traumas were gradually replaced by the joyful cacophony of a bustling, blended family. In the soft, uncertain light of each dawn, as Natalia rocked her sleeping child, and the Lynx rested in a corner of the attic that had long ceased to be haunted, the world outside seemed to breathe a collective sigh of relief, a quiet celebration of survival, resilience, and the unyielding power of hope. Thus, the story that began with a single, heart-stopping moment of terror in a dusty attic transcended the boundaries of fear and solitude. It became a saga of transformation, a journey from isolation to connection, from despair to a resounding affirmation of life. And in every heartbeat, every silent look exchanged between the human and the wild, there lay an enduring truth. Even in the depths of darkness, the faintest glimmer of compassion can ignite a flame powerful enough to illuminate even the most forsaken corners of our souls. In the end, Natalia's life, which had once been defined by quiet resignation and unmet longings, was forever transformed by the wild Lynx, a creature as scarred and resilient as the woman who dared to trust her. Their intertwined fates, sealed in moments of tension, courage, and unexpected joy, stood as a testament to the enduring possibility of redemption. A redemption not only measured in the laughter of children and the healing of old wounds, but in the unwavering belief that even in the harshest of worlds, love, be it human or wild, can mend the deepest of scars. As you step back from this tale, remember that sometimes the most profound journeys begin with a single, trembling step into the unknown. Natalia's story is one of finding solace in the unlikeliest of places, of forging bonds that transcend the ordinary, and of daring to hope when hope seemed lost. It is a narrative that reminds us that even when shadows loom large, the heart's light can guide us through, and that every ending, no matter how uncertain, carries the seed of a new beginning. In this wild tapestry of fate, where a stray lynx became both a savior and a silent witness to rebirth, we are shown that life, in all its unpredictable cruelty and wonder, always finds a way to keep the flame of hope burning. And so, as Natalia cradled her child on a quiet, starlit night, with the distant howl of the forest echoing a lullaby of ancient secrets, she understood that her journey, from the dark attic of fear to the radiant dawn of love, was far from over. It was merely the prologue to a story where every heartbeat, every whisper of the wind, and every wild, untamed glance from the Lynx spoke of a destiny intertwined with magic, mystery, and the undying promise of tomorrow. This is the extraordinary chronicle of Natalia, Ivan, and the Wild Lynx, a story that defies the ordinary, challenges the limits of despair, and ultimately celebrates the transformative power of compassion and hope. Each chapter, from the initial hair-raising encounter to the miraculous unfolding of life, is a testament to the indomitable spirit that resides within us all. And in the quiet moments of reflection, as the forest settles into its nightly hush and the stars cast their gentle glow upon the earth, one truth remains clear. Even in the darkest corners of our existence, the spark of life, nurtured by love and perseverance, can ignite a blaze that forever banishes the night. In the final reckoning, the story is not just about a mysterious lynx or the quiet woman who found unexpected strength in its company. It is about the intricate, unpredictable dance of fate and the transformative journey that we all undertake. A journey marked by moments of terror, glimmers of hope, and the profound realization that sometimes the rescue we desperately need comes from the very heart of the wilderness. It is a tale that reminds us that in every whispered secret of the forest, and in every gentle touch of a wild creature, there lies the possibility of redemption, renewal, and the promise that, no matter how broken we may feel, our hearts are capable of healing and of loving fiercely against all odds. And so, dear reader, as you close this chapter, take with you the lingering echo of a promise that even the most scarred souls can find solace in unexpected alliances, that every act of compassion is a step toward a brighter tomorrow, and that in the wild interplay between fear and hope, the human spirit can rise to meet its destiny.